Welcome to Turbo Top Picks. This year's list features outstanding vehicles under $30,000, chosen for their comfort, fuel efficiency, advanced tech, and long driving range. Whether you're looking for style, performance, or practicality, these SUVs have it all. Let's dive in. Honda CR-V. The 2025 Honda CR-V stands out in the compact crossover category. With a 190 horsepower turbocharged engine and front or all-wheel drive, it offers both power and practicality. Fuel efficiency is impressive at 28 miles per gallon in the city and 34 miles per gallon on the highway. Additionally, it features a spacious interior, extra rear legroom, and an advanced infotainment system. Starting at $29,450. Prices vary based on the trim. Known for its legendary quality, it earned a spot on the 2025 CD10 Best list. For more details, visit your nearest dealership today. Mazda CX-5. The 2025 Mazda CX-5 is one of the most compelling compact crossovers, especially for driving enthusiasts. It offers a choice of a 187 horsepower base engine or a 256 horsepower turbocharged option. Fuel economy is rated at 26 miles per gallon in the city and 31 miles per gallon on the highway. This model stands out with its agile handling, luxurious interior, and advanced infotainment system. Starting at $29,990, prices go up to $42,020 depending on the trim. With a CD rating of 9 out of 10, it proves its excellence. Visit your local dealer for more details. Volkswagen Tiguan. The 2024 Volkswagen Tiguan stands out in the compact crossover segment with its European spirit and precise handling. It features a 184 horsepower turbocharged engine paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is rated at 24 miles per gallon city and 31 miles per gallon highway. Starting at $29,855, Tiguan offers advanced tech like standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. With a CD rating of 9 out of 10, it secures its position as a well-rounded choice. Visit your local dealer for more details. Hyundai Tucson. The 2025 Hyundai Tucson stands out among compact SUVs with its chic design, spacious interior, and generous cargo space. Powered by a 187 horsepower 2.5-liter engine and 8-speed automatic transmission, it delivers 25 miles per gallon city and 32 miles per gallon highway. Starting at $29,750, it has earned an 8 out of 10 rating from CD. With excellent tech features and a smooth ride, the Tucson is a great choice for any driver. KIA Sportage. The 2026 KIA Sportage stands out with its bold design following the 2023 redesign. Equipped with a 2.5-liter, 187 horsepower engine and 8-speed automatic transmission, it offers 25 miles per gallon city and 32 miles per gallon highway fuel economy. Starting at $27,000, it earned an 8 out of 10 rating from CD. The new 12.3-inch panoramic display, along with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, offers advanced tech, ensuring a comfortable and secure driving experience. Chevrolet Equinox. The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox features an updated design and cutting-edge technology. Powered by a turbocharged 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with 175 horsepower, it offers 26 miles per gallon city and 28 miles per gallon highway fuel economy with front-wheel drive. Starting at $29,995, it received an 8 out of 10 rating from CD. The new 11.3-inch infotainment screen, Google-based system, and spacious interior make the Equinox stand out. Ford Escape. The 2025 Ford Escape offers a choice of engines, a 181 horsepower turbocharged 1.5-liter 3-cylinder, and a 250 horsepower, turbocharged 2.0-liter 4-cylinder. The best fuel economy is 27 miles per gallon city and 33 miles per gallon highway with the 1.5-liter model. Starting at $29,490, the Escape has a 7.5 out of 10 CD rating. With a stylish interior and advanced infotainment system, the Escape combines modern comfort with practicality. Jeep Compass. The 2025 Jeep Compass is powered by a 200 horsepower 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Fuel economy is rated at 24 miles per gallon city and 32 miles per gallon highway, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 7.5 seconds. Starting at $27,495, it earns a CD rating of 7.5 out of 10. The Compass performs well off-road, but its handling lags behind competitors like the Mazda CX-5 and Honda CR-V. Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. The 2025 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross features a 152 horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder engine paired with a continuously variable transmission. Fuel economy is rated at 26 miles per gallon city and 29 miles per gallon highway, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 8.6 seconds. Starting at $28,205, it earns a CD rating of 6 out of 10. The Eclipse Cross offers a comfortable ride, but lags behind competitors in handling and performance. GMC Terrain. The 2024 GMC Terrain is powered by a 175 horsepower, turbocharged 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy stands at 25 miles per gallon city and 30 miles per gallon highway. It accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.9 seconds. Starting at $30,000, it earns a CD rating of 6 out of 10. While the Terrain offers a spacious interior, it falls behind competitors in performance and build quality. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. For more detailed information, you can visit Car and Driver's official website at www.caranddriver.com. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments. See you in the next video.